All right, good morning. It's January 27th. Very happy and excited to be here. I can't believe it's already the end of January. We have a new president sitting in our office and a lot of exciting updates, announcements, and I just wanted to share with you a couple of things going on in the industry and the business. As usual, thank you for participating, being here on time, and I appreciate all of you guys asking questions because this is a time for you to also get back and learn as well and see if there's anything that you want me to help you address because I love to be there with you guys face to face and belly to belly, but at this time right now we got to learn how to adapt. So let's go ahead and start sharing my slides, and if you have any questions, obviously feel free to interrupt and ask me of any questions you have or comments, and we can make this collaborative. Can you guys see my screen right now? I have the opening slide to our sales meeting.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the thumbs up, Grace. And so just wanted to go through a couple of things. We are committed to your success in 2021. I'm right now just somewhat focused right now in trying to figure out ways to grow, ways that we can be more valuable. And I'm happy to report that my staff at Temple City, we all had a meeting this week. It was very, it was just nice to come together to start off our January with a plan, coming together with a little bit more collaboration going on. And I think you'll see a lot of new cool improvements to the company as we make our teamwork much more smoother. So that's in our plans. And I wanted to kind of give you, a little bit of a nice 7 rules of life as an inspiration to start today's meeting. Pick this up a little bit of something that I really, relate to. That the 7 rules of life begins with number 1, let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. And that's something important because I've heard so many people really just letting yesterday's whatever course of actions, maybe someone said something bad or you got a bad remark, or maybe you even received a bad testimony or review. But at the end of the day, you can't let it affect you today. And we need to learn how to really have that forward thinking foresight. I talked about that in my last training and business plan for 2021 success plan. And I wanted to just understand that we can't change that past. We can't change that incident yesterday, but let's start with our actions today. So ignore them. Number 2, don't listen to other people. Live a life that's empowering to you, set by your own standards. And people are always going to criticize. They're always going to have judgment. They're always going to have a opinion on what's right or wrong. And there is no right answer. You are living and living your own life, your own course, and you have your own unique destination. So whatever their thoughts are or comments, or they're not relatively, close to, this income or this amount of sales or volume, you know what? Ignore the haters. You live your life. Number 3, give it time. Time heals everything. And time is something that we all share the exact same 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. And when you break it down, if we all share that same time, it's very valuable. But what we have to understand is time does heal practically everything. So when you're feeling bad, you're feeling emotional, it's okay to be upset or disappointed or frustrated. But as time passes, you start to begin the healing process. It all starts with acceptance. People usually go in denial for something, or maybe it's some sort of issue, but you have to start with acceptance. You have to start with understanding your situation, and then you will kind of really just have and start bringing a little bit more positivity in your life. Because I understand in the moment, everything is very heated, like an argument. But as you start to think about it overnight and the next day, you start to realize the big picture. Number 4 is really important for agents, especially because we're all very sales driven. We're all very self-motivated, but we cannot always, don't compare ourselves to our neighbor, to our next, to our siblings, to the next agent next to you. comparing others who have a different background, different financials, different type of network. Everyone has uneven beginnings, or uneven foundations, and you cannot compare yourself to others. I feel that lets people really dictate the way they think, and I would just say it's a mistake to try to compare yourself to someone who's, or even to the only person you should be trying to compare yourself is beating the person you were yesterday, improving yourself from the past, having a new version of yourself tomorrow. So if you can think about it that way, you're the only one you can compare it to, because you have that. It's like comparing apples to oranges. You're not going to get the same outcome with someone else's production, or someone else's. Someone might have a very, you know, a nest egg that they're relying on, and you're just jealous. That's only going to lead to negative thoughts when you always try to compare. Number five is stay calm. And that's something that I think is very important for agents, especially when we have tons of surprises in our transactions, in our meetings with our clients, in various news or legislation that could change our industry in the snap of a finger. So it's okay not to have everything figured out. You can't know everything. I know that. But know that in time you'll get there. Stay calm, stay your course, have a plan, and because your plan, when you start thinking about your business and maybe pitfalls or disappointments, you already know what you're going to be doing, because you've probably have already figured out a plan B, plan C, and plan, and so on. But staying calm is important, because people who run their lives and their days with emotion tend to have a very disastrous type of unsteady kind of course, and that's going to be very stressful to your lives. You're going to grow a lot of gray hair, and I just don't want to see such emotions, because it's not good for your heart. Number six, it's on you. And that's important, and that's a little kind of saying, hey, you are in charge of your happiness. You are in charge of your future. You are in charge of how you spend your time and the daily decisions that you make, whether you take an appointment, whether you make a call, whether you spend this 2 hours prospecting today, whether you want to take that 1 hour class tomorrow. You're dictating your future. And so I just want to remind you that you have the ability to really set yourself up for success with a plan, or you can set yourself up for failure by just not really taking action, taking the bull by the horn, and kind of guiding and navigating this really large ocean of uh, this whole world is in this whole universe. There's a lot of stuff out there. So put that blame on yourself and take accountability for your own actions. Don't rely on someone just giving you a lead, giving you clients and wrapping them and say, here, sell my home. Here, list my property. You got to put in some hard work. You got to put in some prospecting. You got to connect with your people and your family and relatives. Otherwise, you know what? You can't. You're not privileged. You're not just gifted something. I want you to have that mentality of getting your own. Okay, have the go-getter attitude. And number seven, always do it with a smile. Life is short. If you're worried about something, or you're having some stress or unhappiness in your lifestyle, don't let that show to the outside. It's okay to have. Everyone has disappointments and failures and moments of, you know, tragedy. It happens to all of us. But life is short, so enjoy it while you have it. Thank you for spending that moment with me as I started our day with a little bit of inspiration and guidance. And I hope that was useful to you, as we have the mentality right now to start focusing here on business. And so my first question to you, because I don't know if you're listening to me or really paying attention, or whether you just have me and you have two or three other distractions next to you, and this is just something that you're not really paying attention to. But you are really, I'm glad you're here at the time, but I'm just telling you, are you really focused as well? Okay, that's my challenge to you. So we updated our COVID.
Còn gas company đi vô nhà đối diện mà nó cũng đứng bên đây nó sủa ồn sủa tội.
So the brokerage COVID protection plan has been updated. Thank you for those of you who did go and get tested, or if management or staff asked you to provide the test results. Thank you all for your compliance. The holiday season definitely was terrible. From Thanksgiving forward to the holidays, we had a huge rise in cases of COVID. And so I've been tracking it with you guys together. Remember the slide back in January 13th? 12,000 total deaths, 914,000 positive cases just in LA County. Guess what happens today, 2 weeks later? 37,000 deaths, tripled in the last 2 weeks that since we last came together in the meeting. And then you look at the positive cases, boom, 3.15 million. So this spike has all occurred this past 2 weeks in California. I'm sorry, this is the California slide, I'm sorry. But the LA slide, I did pull this from the Department of Public Health, has shown growth, but I do have heard the news this past week, there has finally been a decline. So hopefully the vaccinations are working. Hopefully people learn their lessons and no more gatherings, or they're recovering from that holiday period. So let's just all be thankful that we're all here and hopefully safe and healthy. I already reported to you a couple of weeks ago that Dodger Stadium has been one of the many drive-through vaccination sites for mass vaccinations. They were hoping to do 12,000 people a day on this article that was written a couple of weeks ago. I think in reality, a lot of these clinics and drive-through sites are only doing 4,000 to 5,000 vaccinations per day. So they're not hitting that efficiency metric yet. Right now, the vaccination is for phase 1A, which is seniors 65 plus years old and older, and healthcare workers. So if you're in that category, you're eligible to schedule your appointments. But let me tell you one thing, just because you're eligible does not mean you can successfully schedule the appointment. So I'm just going to tell you that the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine is currently supplied, and those are available. The website is kind of functioning, but I know the first 2 weeks have been too crazy and hectic where the demand exceeds the supply. So everyone is trying to get the vaccine now early. They're wanting to go in the website and they're going all day long trying to click and get an appointment. And the supply is limited. There's only X amount available of vaccines per clinic, per day, per week. And because of that fact, I know it's been difficult and challenging for everyone. It's been almost nearly impossible to schedule your appointment because once once the website started rolling it out, everyone flooded it. They crashed the site for a moment, and not all the clinics' individual links are working well. And I did hear in the recent update that I listened to, Ralph's is not participating at the moment. They originally were planned to. Not sure the exact reasons, but and also not all of the locations of the CVS's or the supermarkets like Vaughn's and Albertsons, not all of them have updated their website to allow and make it eligible for seniors 65 plus. So your greatest luck is probably one of the massive sites or the drive-through sites or the clinics that do have the option for seniors 65 plus. So they're giving priority. When I listened to the elected official from the Department of Public Health for LA County, her video this week said that this week, the supply was super limited because they had to allocate priority for those that needed a second dosage. Otherwise, their first dosage vaccination would be, wasted. So therefore, they are giving it the second dosage, and I think a large amount of the supply is dedicated towards them. So this week it's been very tough and challenging to get that appointment. I think you should just go ahead and keep trying, but maybe don't do it every single minute because it's not going to work. Um, Although I did know someone yesterday did get a vaccination appointment available, but it would have to drive all the way over to Lancaster. But they were able to successfully book it yesterday.
Kelvin, can I add something here for you?
Yeah, absolutely,
I
Dan.
know
If you have
somebody
news.
that has been having a hard time setting up the scheduling for the vaccine, and they were able to set up an alert so that when something does open up, they get contacted and can sign up at that point. I wish I had more details than that, but if you look around, you might be able to find something like that.
Cool. That's actually new news. I haven't heard about the alerts option. So yeah, I appreciate that update. Thanks, Dan. And I did know that our elected mayor did ask, and she told a plea to President Biden to please send LA County specifically more supply. We need it, and our businesses are suffering and our people. So that's just a little update. I can't control the government side. I can't help you. There's a lot of resources available, but it is um, frustrating to say the least to get that appointment. But obviously, as you know, the first 5 or 10% of our population start getting their vaccinations completed, guess what? That now reduces demand, and so there are. It will become easier as they start opening it up and having a lot more supply coming available. One last piece of thing that I did hear regarding the vaccination was um, that they were having what's called a 10% rate of no shows. So people are getting appointments, but 10% of them are missing their appointment or not coming in at all to that drive-through site. Do you guys know what they do with that 10% of vaccines that are not given administered to those people?
The ones that come in for volunteer, they give them to them instead of burning it.
So the clinic in each individual branch or location has a doctor or a field officer in charge of what to do. And that 10%, they have a decision to make because they can either A, dispose of that vaccination because it's no longer good to save for tomorrow, or B, they can use it on some living body. Most of these clinics are choosing to give that vaccination leftover, or whoever didn't claim it, they're going to give it to the living body that's there. So I don't want to encourage you to go camp out at sites, but I did hear that some clinics, those doctors are choosing to give that additional whatever supply of 10% to whatever breathing body is there in line. And sometimes there's a wait list for those that are encouraging or are willing to give it to whoever's living and breathing. So that's something I read in the news. It's not every branch location because every field branch location has their own doctor who's going to make that decision. So anyways, just giving you the calendar for the next month from February and March. Affiliates and agents, please go ahead and schedule so you know when we're going to have our training and our sales meetings. And I'm going to go ahead and just cover you what the upcoming events that I've shared with you by email last week. Lots of great content this week from so many different sources of great, reputable and valuable news. The LA Business Journal Economic Forecast and Trend. This is a market update, economic update, specifically towards the LA region. So if you want to know about what's going on, not only in the real estate market, they are going to talk about legislation, trade and tariffs, taxation, how the real estate market is going to look, how various industries are performing, and some small businesses information. So I encourage you to join this. This is email to you, and I think this is also a link at the AAR educational calendar website. That's January 27th. Also, the same day today is the Alex Z's Feng Shui class. If you want to sign up for his updated class, sponsored by our own affiliate here today, You Need a Woo, HWA. Well, go ahead and sign up for the class. It's about the pandemic. It's a new updated content, and that is today around 1 o'clock. Oh, and it's presented by my committee, Global Real Estate Committee. And the Zoom Fidelity Home Warranty class is going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We have Chris Clark, who's a very great sales rep over there with Fidelity Home Warranty, scheduling how to really understand home warranty do's and don'ts. So go ahead and schedule and learn more and ask questions, because so many people think just because they have a home warranty, they're automatically going to get coverage. But guess what? It's a claim. It does not protect or insure past existing defects. So there's things to understand and explain, and don't make promises that you can't keep when you advise your clients. This is something you won't find anywhere except through my Google Calendar link. And that's because there's limited supply to this Coldwell Banker's new administration and housing impact. So if you want to learn from our CEO, Ryan Gorman of Coldwell Banker, he's going to be talking about Joe Biden's administration and his appointments, basically how his agenda is going to impact housing and residential real estate over the next 4 years. So these are very, very bright, intelligent, smart people. They're in the lead of our own brand of Coldwell Banker. If you want to take to Thursday, January 28th meeting, there is a link in my Google Calendar, and that is shared to you guys, or ask JL, Kong, myself, or Casey how to get access to this class if you want to join it. I've been continuing to keep my bi-weekly and weekly sales meetings and YouTube videos going. I've never wanted to be a YouTuber or wanted to be putting on all these videos, but at the end of the day, I need to. And that's something that I think is important, especially so that I can be there for you, especially when you're all practicing and saving, social distancing and staying at home. I still want to provide great content, advice, and be in front of you every week. So thank you all for watching it, and look forward to the classes, because I'm giving my heart into them. And I hope you can really, just take that moment in time to pick a topic, learn it, and really just hear from me, because I give perspective. The rent spree is still recommended as the premier rental screening process. Use our link with cbdynasty.rentspree.com. Sign up, it's free, and go ahead and start reducing your liability whenever you have a rental client. I shared this with you 2 weeks ago. I'm only putting it in front of you today just to let you know there is relief that you could apply for and start getting now. So it is important that you understand that CARES 2 Act is signed into law, and it does have benefits and support for unemployment, and expanded for independent contractors via the PUA. And it does have SBA loans regarding, PPP, EIDL, but the PPP loan specifically is available for you independent contractors, even if you have no employees, because you yourself are an employee and you count as one. Therefore, you could potentially, if you have a need and want to go through the process, it's not too difficult. You could go ahead and start to apply for your SBA PPP loan, get some money in your pocket, have some reserves available, and apply for the forgiveness later on. I don't want to give tax guidance or any type of what you call, encourage, or these the PPP, and whether you need it or not. But if you are really, really in need of the PPP loan, and you're just too confused or how to do the process, I am willing to provide a few select, maybe 20 to 25-minute appointments to help you get your PPP loan submitted and understand the application. So if you want to take advantage of this, I'll offer it to about 10 to 15 agents. I'll go ahead, and if you want to spend my time, I help you get the PPP loan and answer your questions. However, you need to become prepared. Bring your tax returns, bring your income. You gotta have to be eligible. You have to have 1 quarter from last year be 25% less than a quarter this year from one Q Q1 to Q1 would have to show a decline in your income. And it could be Q2, Q3, Q4 of last year. There's different eligibility requirements, but I want you to read the frequently asked questions first before you make an appointment with me, because you have to understand if you're eligible or not. Just a quick news, because I want you guys to be informed not only about real estate, but what everything that's going on. But if you're following stocks and the financial markets there's a short squeeze going on this past week that's really crazy. It's hitting the news. And I think it's at least worthwhile to just mention that there are people out there taking advantage of hedge funds, people who are really controlling the market and placing a lot of bets, people who are very taking a lot of risk, and who invest on what's called shorting various stocks. So a couple of targeted stocks have been playing a game where many groups on Reddit, it's a little website, are ganging up on these financial people who are just basically hedge fund managers. And they have created a game where they basically just ridiculously control the stock price by just by continuing to drive the prices up, because there's a limited and finite number of shares of a stock. I'm not going to explain to you what a short squeeze is, but I'm just going to tell you that they increased the stock like 250%, and it's still going on. There's a lot of craziness going on regarding GameStop, BlackBerry, and a few other highly shorted stocks are being targeted right now. So be careful of the stocks or portfolio that you own, because whether or not you know it or not, you might have what's called a ETF, or you might have a mutual fund or some type of collective fund that someone is investing for you, and they do hold GameStop probably, or they hold some of these shorted stocks. So look forward to that. That's kind of what's going on in that arena. And it's very interesting to understand, because there's a lot of people making money, crazy money, and there's a lot of people losing a lot of money as well. So just a quick update, supply and demand. I want you to understand it, because one market is very different from another marketplace. Los Angeles County is much, much, much different than Riverside and San Bernardino County. We could be having a high amount of sales going on or volume, but the trends are people are moving out of LA County. There's a lot of different things to understand that I hope you can really just spend the moments to analyze and watch your farm, your neighborhoods, your marketplace, because it's important to properly price properties, not only just on the current value, but where you see the trend of the market going. If you see that a trend going down in a neighborhood, then you would probably price it for the future, not for today. And so you have to evaluate property, and provide great consultations to your clients. And to me, I just know the limited supply is a false pretense of today's value. Okay, so but there is something to keep in mind, which is called inflation. And that's something that, with the government spending, the stimulus money, CARES 2 Act, unemployment, and with aid for various landlords and various types of programs that are going to be put on, I'm going to tell you that there is very higher than the 2% inflation that has been scheduled by the Fed. So that was the target many years. 2% was the normal inflation target goal. They are targeting a much higher number. I think around 4% might be what we're looking at. So therefore, assets, stocks, and potentially anything that is highly that is inflation adjusted, let's put it that way, any of those assets likely will rise and climb and be great investments. Okay, so that's why we tell our clients, buy real estate and wait. Appreciation will happen. So understand over time, listen to your clients' needs and goals. And just because they say something, they might not be telling you the full story or their hidden motivation. A lot of times the questions that you ask could start to make them realize that fuzzy goal or that fuzzy dream that they had might become a reality once you start putting together a appropriate plan and strategy when you give your consultation. And so if you don't know all the options available, if you don't know there are reverse mortgages for seniors, if you don't know that there's a senior condo that has very, very, very affordable pricing compared to a regular condo right now, if you don't know that there is a different financing options, not only conventional loans available, but what are the other options with what's called city and local grants. There's also programs with 0% down, 3% down, FHA, very expanded limits right now where FHA has higher conforming limits. All this cool stuff is available to our clients. HFA, Cal HFA loans are available as well, where they help you with the low down payment. Therefore, if you don't know your solutions or options available to your clients, you're limiting the amount that you can consult your client. And so that's on you for not knowing and educating yourself for different types of products, as well as strategies. But if you are informed, if you are an agent professional who knows how to handle and understand and ask the right questions to get the best 2 or 3 options for their situation, then once you show them the path, you ask for them their agreement, ask for them the confirmation. Does this make sense to you? Does this plan work with align with your goals, with your family's whole, 1 year plan, 3 year plan, 5 year plan? Does this something that this area is where you want to be? Then once they come to an agreement with your recommendations, guess what? They will follow your lead as long as their strategy is mutually aligned with their goals. So go ahead and take that process and make your script and make your presentation follow that course. Don't get abused though. Don't get abused for your time, energy, and expertise. I have people out of nowhere. I don't know them. They're calling me or they're finding me from somewhere online and they say, hey, I have a property here. I want to list it. What's the price? Can you help me with the valuation? And then there are times where I provide some analysis, I give them some consultation, and even myself, they're just using me for my opinion, and then they just don't use you or don't work with you. So hopefully your first meeting or two, you need to build a valuable relationship where you have the commitment. Sometimes if you don't know them or they're not referred to you, they're a stranger, maybe you should ask for a buyer broker agreement, or maybe you should ask for some sort of commitment from them. Okay, because at the end of the day, you can only rely on yourself and you can't trust anyone. So just giving you that peace of mind or piece of advice, because we're all fixed in the amount of time we have and how much we spend towards our business. The drive and the resources are always being updated every week. I have stuff being put in there with me and my staff. So I'm thankful, and I hope you guys check out the content in there. And I'm going to try to streamline and smoothen out some of the old content with more modern and updated stuff. I hope you can take a moment to like and subscribe to our Instagram page. We have a ton of followers. I think we doubled in the past several months since having Casey on board as our marketing manager and social media manager. So anytime. So the Facebook page and our social media on YouTube is still growing as well. At this moment in time, before I get into the new listings, are there any questions from you guys? Is there anything? Let me check my chat box right now.
Kelvin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so loud.
If someone's on mute and
Yeah, Sylvia had a question.
Okay. Nice. Hey, Sylvia.
She wants to know, how do you convince a person to buy income property when the tenants are not paying rent?
Well, that's a good question. If the tenants aren't paying rent, let's say they're 6 months behind on rent, the property itself, we start with is when I think about the thought process, the price of a property is dependent upon several things. One is its income, okay, and so that may damper its valuation when there's no income or very limited income in your situations, Sylvia. But number two, there's always what's called the usage, the potential, and it's what's called sales comparison approach. And if you're buying a property that is income, let's say it's 3 units or 4 units, and maybe 3 of them are not paying rent. Is that property not valuable when there's or let's say all of them are paying rent? So if you say 4 people are not paying rent, and you could use the income approach, that would tell you that the value of the property is 0. But I can tell you that's not correct. We all know in reality that property, even if there's no rent being or no income, even if it's negative, there is a value to that property because it's all probably due to poor management, it's due to circumstances like a pandemic. And so my suggestion and my persuasion tactic would be to realize that, hey, this is only temporary. Not receiving rent from these current tenants is a factor that could be analyzed. So not receiving whenever you buy a property, all of that lost rent or 6 months behind, guess what? That's not on your buyer's responsibility. They're not buying it for 6 months deferred rent. They're buying it for today's current rent. The previous owner, the seller, is going to be responsible for that loss. So the way you look at it, if it's half empty or half full, at least it's not your loss. This is going to be impacting the seller. But when they purchase the close of escrow, it is their loss up until the time they evict the tenant and replace them with a market rent or a new tenant, correct? And once we put in the new tenant, we can assume and we can know what the market rent is. So that could be what's called analyzed. Therefore, if I was taking that situation for that 3-unit property and I want to see that valuation, I would put together what my anticipated eviction availability date is. And let's say I project that out to be, I will have to probably suffer 6 months before I could vacate this unit successfully through an eviction. And let's say 6 months is my conservative plan. Maybe I'll add a month or 2 just to be more conservative. So, okay, I have 7 months of non-paid rent in 3 units. I can know that I can understand what that value is. And so 7 months, each of them are paying $1,000 a month. So if I have 3 units not paying me $3,000 per month, times that by 7, that would be $21,000 of loss. Then I count $1,000 each for the eviction. So that's $24,000. I will write my offer $24,000 less than the value that I perceive in today's market. That's how I convince them. And if I can get anything below that 24,000 threshold, I will call that a much sweeter deal. And a lot of times, if you have this transaction where a seller has 3 non-paying rents, guess what? They want to unload this property ASAP, and they'll probably give you a price reduction of 24,000 or more, just so that they don't have to swallow more pain, and they only have to swallow the pain of the 6 months versus the next 12 months. Does that make sense to you, Sylvia? That is how you do it. Any questions? Other questions? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and can you guys hear me okay? Or am I still kind of staticky?
You're staticky.
I'm gonna exit the meeting and come and jump right back in.
Actually, it's clear now, Calvin.
Oh, is it clear?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, guys.
That's
Okay,
better.
so let me go back to my, thanks for, I need you guys to tell me or interrupt me if my voice or anything audio, you can't hear it because it's important that you guys are getting, hopefully just getting my full message. Okay, let me jump back into our meeting sales and listings. And do you guys see the listings page with David Tam's new listing here in Santa Ana? Yes?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
We have a brand new listing here at 1622 Highland Street. This is a nicely remodeled property, single family residence, 1137 square feet. I think the price was somewhere around 570 or 565. This is only on the market for 3 or 4 days, and I think he already has multiple offers. And he had a very, very heavily scheduled appointment his first weekend this past weekend. So if you have anyone who wants to get this, or it's telling, I don't follow Santa Ana that well, but he told me it was basically madness. So if you get a listing right now, focus on it because you will get offers, you will get it sold. So he priced it right is the reason why he has so much activity. I'm very happy to say Callista Husu has a new listing in Rancho Cucamonga. Gorgeous 11408 Mount Johnson Court in Rancho. Very hot area. It's been very targeted in the past couple of years. Had a nice swing recently, and I'm very happy to see her get her listing yeah, really work towards building her career. So awesome. Congratulations, Callista. We got Jean Chang. Jean, I know you're here on the call. Do you want to talk about your Temecula listing at 32142 Caminito Osuna? It's a nearly 2,700 square foot living area, newer structure, 2,000 plus, I can tell. And it's
2,900, 2,694, and we already have couple offer, and the seller so far accept one. So, but we need them to finish the physical inspection before we can open escrow.
okay.
That's the status.
I understand. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for the update, Gene. And so this one might be off the shelves. Okay. Glad to hear. Arcadia, we have Anis Chow, 40 Fano Street, right there near the Arcadia AAR building. We have a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1,469 square foot townhouse for sale. And go ahead and talk to Anis if you have any questions about this one. And JL Canis, if you're here on the call, can you guys put the price on the slides in the next meeting? Thank you. 215 Merrill Avenue in Rialto. We have Edgar Contreras, who has a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath listing here, 1,338 square feet, single family house on a nice 7,500 plus lot. So talk to him if you have anyone for Rialto. And we had some closings in the past 2 weeks. I want to celebrate and announce a few congratulations to Daniel Wong. He closed this nice single family in Chino. He also, this is Ling Liu. She also closed 330 Rural Drive in Monterey Park. Nice condo over here. Nicely photos and nicely staged. So congratulations to Ling for getting this one closed. And I'm very happy to see Christy and Andy both close on the second to last Glickman Avenue PUD condo here in Temple City. So we were very successful. We listed these, got them sold, all 8 of them. And I believe all of them are already accounted for and sold in the first couple of months. So this is a very, very great job by those working team together on that project. Peter Wu, very happy to see his closing on 1348 Oak Hill, South Pasadena. Nicely remodeled property. It's very, very, smaller square footage, but definitely nicely upgraded. So congratulations to Peter. Right there in the hills. And for Melissa, I know Melissa's been on fire, working very, very hard. I see her every day. working in her office. 11751 Dalehurst Road in Moreno Valley. This is one of her many closings this month. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2592 square feet for this single family. Great job on getting this one closed. She also sold in Hacienda Heights, 1547 Golden Rose. And this was a 9-bedroom single family house with 6 bathrooms. And just happy to see this one off the shelves. Congratulations to Julia. She got one of the most gorgeous homes on the market right now in Arcadia. I don't know if you've seen it or looked at the photos, but this is 19 Pamela Road in Arcadia. If you check out the photos and the interior, oh my gosh, this is to me stunning. So 3,300 plus square feet. She got this one closed this past couple of weeks. Very happy and excited to see her close this multi-million-dollar estate. Clinton, one of our newer agents and one of our youngest agents who's part-time. He got this one duplex sold, 3707 Pioneer Drive, Riverside. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1472 square feet. This dude's under 30. He's already closed 2 in his first 4 months or 5 months in the business. Under my mentorship, I like and appreciate him asking questions to me, making sure he's doing things right and the process is correct. And I'm happy to see him succeed in his young, bright career. Gina Labalardi. So she's experienced, she knows her thing. She sold 1201 Upland Hills. This is a condo, but detached. It looks beautiful. She got it done quickly and smoothly. No surprises. Very happy to see her close and just so proud of her professionalism and being able to really give great consultations to her clients and handling a sale to purchase a replacement home. It's very, very smooth. She knows how to do things. She knows how to orchestrate the show. It takes a very strong plan and coming together with all parties to really navigate that concurrent closing or contingency type of property, which all of you need to be very strong on because most people don't have the liberty to have a home vacant when they sell. So if you don't know the strategies, how to convince, persuade, consult a client who needs to sell the property while still living there, you need to touch up and polish up on your strategies. I have a class already in my YouTube exactly for concurrent sales. Anyone want to pitch anything else before we end today's meeting?
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Ling Liu. I
Yes,
have a need that I have a client. He's a member of volunteer group, and they used to prepare food and distribute to homeless people in downtown LA. They've been talked to the county, and the county allowed to let them use a place close to LA homeless area.
Yes.
But for the volunteer who prepare the food, it's kind of difficulty to go there because most of the volunteer who prepare the food is in our area, Temple City, San Gabriel, El Monte here. So he asked me to help that if any of our realtor, they have clients, they have restaurant, or they have to sell, to rent, that they can to buy or to rent, to use the facility to prepare the food. And that's idea. Yeah, so if anyone have this kind of restaurant available from your clients, they don't have good business during the pandemic, or they want to get rid of the business, or even the real estate, please let me know.
I know Laura Liu has some people who are selling or selling the business and or wanting to get some income. So she has quite a bit. I think she has like 5 or 6 business sales.
Okay.
But these landlords might be able to help out and volunteer or even give it to charity. I don't know. And give it to them for free because it sounds like they're doing it for a good cause. And, we want to help people who are good people. So yes, I'll try to ask her if for something situation like that. I do know she does have a listing in Roland Heights, in a great shopping center that could be that's not being utilized right now. But anyway, I'll go ahead and ask her, and then if anyone has any restaurant business owners or people who want to offer or get involved and staying safe. At least there's some people that want to help, but they don't want to be there in contact with another person or potentially cause COVID because they have families at home. But maybe they can help out in other ways. You can do it in donations, or you can donate maybe your kitchen, like some business owners could do. So yeah, thank you, Ling.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyone else want to pitch anything or share anything?
Yeah, hi, Kelvin. This is David Chen.
Hey, David.
Hello.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I have about 13 brand new condos coming up. I'll be listing them next week. So they're being staged as we speak right now, and I'm going to have the photos done maybe hopefully this weekend, because Friday is going to be raining. And I'm trying to see if anybody's interested in coming to have a preview the following week.
Absolutely. Thank you, David, for reminding me. We spoke, David and I, on Monday. We were supposed to have a visit to one of them when the staging was completed this week, but because of rain, David and I did discuss about next week inviting some of you guys selectively by appointment to the Arcadia brand new condos, 13 of them for sale. So we all know there's a limited supply of available properties to sell. Why not come join us and take a look at a sneak peek at what's going to be on the market very, very soon. But yeah, 13 of these, we can all as a team help you get these, hopefully get these spread of word of mouth and just spreading the marketing and help get that exposure that you need. So thank you, David. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come together and plan maybe which day next week, and I'll send an email to the group.
Fantastic. Thank you.
On your behalf. But thanks for the reminder. Anything special about that condos, or like the price ranges? Maybe just to give them a little.
Sure. I mean, they're all, 13 of them, they range about from 1850 to 2000. So I'd say they're about 1900 square feet. All 3 bedrooms, 3 bath with the extra bonus room downstairs. So I think that room can be used as a bedroom as well, but it's not a bedroom technically, so there's no closets in there. The price, I think I'm trying to price it correctly with the seller. So It looks like it's going to be around 1.1 or so. I'm hoping. So we'll see, how it goes.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, it's still coming together as we speak. So we will release the address later, Nilofar, or you can contact me directly. I don't have the address.
Sure. No. I see a question there. It's right on. It's the address is 907 to 919 Arcadia Avenue, right between Sunset Boulevard and Golden West Boulevard. A little bit a block north of Duarte and a block south of Huntington. So right between Golden West and Sunset, it's pretty close to the Ranch 99 market in Arcadia.
Yes, and the mall as well. So it's very close by. Great location. Excellent.
Great.
Thank you for sharing that, David. And we'll schedule that out. So keep your eyes posted. Drive by if you want to. But ultimately, yeah, they'll be on the market soon. Their staging is done this week. So it's a matter of just not wanting to get all this rain into the making sure the property stays clean.
Yes.
Anyone else has anything to pitch or share? Finally, I have some input. I heard some of you guys speak, and I'm thankful to have you guys all here in the class, in the sales meeting today as a group. I love your feedback, and I love your participation. And obviously, if you do have any questions or anything you want to share or help you with in your business, please go ahead and talk to me, talk to my staff. We'll get together. If you need me to stay on a Zoom or one-on-one with you, I can. And I've been really just committed to really helping out agents this year and last year. I think you guys can see that my goals is to see you guys succeed. So I'll do what I can. And thank you all for staying on the whole entire meeting. And set your calendars. Lots of training today on our Zoom and our educational calendar. I'm sorry to show you one thing, but let me share my screen really quickly. I do have a Google Calendar that I'm creating now to make it easier for all of you to see what's going on in terms of our calendar of events. So let me share my screen really quick. And if you need help with this, ask me, Kong, or JL, how to access our company calendar. So right now, I'm showing you my screen. I'm going to remove all of my other calendars that I have. We do have a couple of educational training events in the month of January. So on the 28th, for example, I invited you guys to the new administration and housing impact from Biden. And this is a link. You guys go ahead and click here to join the meeting directly. And that will take you directly into setting up your own registration invitation. And that's going to be how I want to share it. There's another 11 o'clock town hall meeting with CAR. If you want to see the officers that I attend every single 2 weeks to learn from the very top at CAR, that's where I get a lot of my content to share with you. So you could register for that meeting as well. And if you look to the month of February, I started updating the first couple of weeks. We have a Zillow class on CRMLS talking about what we're going to do as Zillow as a competitor now, as a brokerage. So if you want to know that class, subscribe, and there's a registration link here. So go ahead and start utilizing the calendar events so that way you can be informed. Okay. So that's it. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that earlier, but you guys all have a great rest of the week. Be patient, stay safe, be in compliance. Ask me if you don't know, and see you all next time. Bye, guys.